are prepared to break the silence. I'll be out in the sunshine, running beside the lions. I've been feeling down, but I've been looking up, afraid to fall. God, I've been so down, can you pick me up? Don't let me fall. Can you show me how to fix this mess? I am down and on my knees and I may fall as I'm so close to the end.
Hello and welcome back to Turf Morehouse TV, where we are bringing you a match preview. This time it is the derby, and I know there's been a lot of rumours banded around about this documentary, a lot of pictures and cameras, and a lot of people saying, since promotion, have we chucked a few games? Don't tell the EFL, they probably believe it. Either way, winning it at Ewood Park, something that you will tell generations and generations if it happens. So you're not going to clickbait. You're not going to, clip this and get me for what I've just said there. But yes, if it happens, potentially, hopefully, it will. We will be talking about everything Burnley Blackburn, slandering the dirty inbreds as well while we're here. Why not? I mean, it won't be a Burnley Blackburn channel, channel. What am I on about? Sure, without saying that. Thank you very much for everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for the love and support recently. So I really appreciate that. We've also recently just hit 1K on YouTube. So a massive, massive, massive thank you to every single one of you who has shown your support and love. As I've said to you all, you're not just a number, you're not a statistic. We're all a little community and a little family. And that's why those Burnley channels, we're all stick together. And we might regurgitate the same stuff, but we all have had ways and means of saying it, and we love doing it. That's the main thing. Why try and bore the ear off the missus, who probably is just like, right, I'm fed up here listening to what you've got to say. Tell thousands of people online. Why not? So thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. If you want to show us some more love and support on our other social media, I'll pop up a little video in just a second where you can check us out. And straight after that, I'll get Nathan in from the Burnley Mundial Podcast channel. And we'll talk all things Bastards Burnley. It's about time I got someone decent looking on the channel. So
Where is it? Where is it?
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, more good, mate. Cheers for having us on. Congrats on the 1K subs. Smashing it. Absolutely smashing it. Yeah,
I'm
good.
How's things going with you? How's
all good.
How's the missus? How's life?
Yeah, Mrs. is fed up with me saying, oh, we can win the title this week, if this happens, that happens. So hopefully after tomorrow she won't have to hear me say it again. So yeah, Stan's alright, he's ready for title win against the bastards down the road, so that's what we want.
Stan and his prediction days.
I know, I need to get him going again.
I mean, thanks for coming on. I really do appreciate it, as I say. I mean, tell people about your support for Burnley, and where people can check out your stuff on socials and stuff.
Yeah, so I've supported Burnley for all my life, so yeah, just had a bit of a stopgap in managing to get onto every game, so I thought I'd create another channel just to try and keep my support and interest going for the club while I've not been able to make it on as many games through to work and family, times and changes. So Yeah, we're on Twitter and YouTube mainly, and all the usual places we can get your podcasts from. Drip feeding content out there, trying to keep up with the likes of Dan and all the others, so they set the standards there. So yeah, you get caught behind with all out the good content, but yeah, I'm just happy to be putting my own little voice out there, my own little opinions, no matter how much it annoys people. So yeah, if you like it, nice one. If you don't, nice one.
Well, the thing is, mate, end of the day, we're all supportive, and I'm sure you'll be where everybody else is, or it's a slow burner.
Yeah.
And it's time consuming, but as long as you stick at it, as long as you're happy with the stuff you're putting out, I suppose that's the main thing. But please do go check out Burnley Mundial. Even if you're a massive Burnley fan, go check it out and subscribe. The link to the Twitter page and YouTube page is in the description of this video. So go check that out. Couple of comments then before we get right into it. Chris was waiting while puts his comment in at 7:29, which is decent. To say we didn't start till past, but nice one. Wait all you want. There was only another 60 seconds to wait. Don't you worry, pal. Chris, there's fan zone at Bastards tomorrow night. Yeah, this should be interesting, that one, because I'm sure there'll be a few Clarets there that haven't got tickets. Shall we?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Good lad. The stream elements bot's running. Whoop whoop. My son's in the chat. Says gonna beat Bastard Rovers. Yes we are, pal. How you doing, John? Hope you're well. Yes Chris indeed. How you doing, pal? You alright, Lewis? Butty Edit says come on, ready for another amazing stream. I hope it will be. Lewis says gonna beat Bastard Rovers again. Chris says absolutely buzzing, don't care about QPR right now. Andrew's in, says alright as well. Butty Edit says you made it to 1K. Well done, thank you, really appreciate it. The missus is saying hi. A lot of people saying hi in the chat. Cinematics on point, and must say, classic drill top. Yeah,
I wish it was. It was the perfect drill top until the little spelling error on the Burnley badge. If you've not seen it, have a look on my Twitter page. You'll see the spelling error. It's a classic Burnley. They almost do everything perfect, and then they just fuck it.
It is comical. It is comical. Anthony says, "Oi Dan, you told me I was the best looking one on your streams." Well, I'll be the judge of that on Thursday. I've not seen you in a while, mate. So I'll be the judge of that. Your accent puts me off though, so. that's your Bristolians for us. Plus this weekend I'm not meant to like you. Andrew says always good content from Nathan as well. Dan, yeah, appreciate that. Nathan is quality. So
nice one.
Keep
Cheers, Andrew.
On your support. Ginger Ellie says hello. Massive respect, and obviously Nathan's that's doing his behind the camera, doing his
grafting.
Luke says, come on you Clarets. Yeah, I really appreciate that, Luke, especially with being a Forest fan as well, so thank you very much. Right, let's get into it. Let's get the shit out of the way. Let's put the shit out of the way. QPR, first 45 minutes, absolutely peppered them. Yeah. Second half, abysmal. I mean, sum that 90 up.
That's pretty much done it there. Let's clip that up, tape it, send it on its way. Yeah. First off, we were class. We were battering them, peppering the goal. Like there were one sequence where I think we hit the bar, goal line clearance, keeper made a save, all in the space for about 5 seconds. We were just constantly peppering the goal. But then, yeah, I think Vinny summed it up pretty well after the game. I think the lads sort of played the occasion, didn't they? I think a lot of lads haven't been in this title race before, and I think they played the occasion a little bit too much. And I think it got the better of them. I think they started trying to do stuff that we wouldn't normally do. Them phases of play didn't happen that we normally like to do. Just sort of back to relying on Benny, aren't we, for some magic again? He seems to pull it out all the time, but yeah, it's weren't enough. But you know what? Fair play to QPR. Now I've calmed down after my rant on the weekend. It's frustrating that it's Ainsworth and he's a bastard, but they're fighting for their lives. If that were my team and we've just gone to top of league, the best team in league by a country mile, and we put in that shift in and got 3 points, I would be buzzing. Forget all your dirty tactics, so fair play to QPR. Now I'm over it and looking forward to tomorrow. Fair play to QPR, because they earned them 3 points, and that pretty much puts them safe now. So
yeah, it does. You know what? For the first time ever, as a Burnley fan, I felt how every opposition fan felt coming to more under the Dash era.
Yeah.
You know, where they've literally just hammered us, peppered us with everything, and you've had the last four, Ben Mee, Tarkowski just being so solid, and then we just play one long ball over the top and it goes off. The goals we conceded were a bit shit. Can't lie, the goals we conceded were a bit poor. For me, I didn't think Taylor Howard-Bellis had his best game either, and I think he's struggled quite a bit to find that form again since his injury. Right now, I'd happily take Ekdal over Howard-Bellis, but you know Ekdal's out injured, so I can't. Yeah. Can't have out there. But yeah, the goals we conceded were really poor, weren't they?
Yeah, they were the best, and I think that comes from the partnership that Ekdal and Bayer had struck together in such a short space of time. I think that's probably gone under the radar a little bit until it was missing. You know what I mean? And we actually realised how important that partnership is. And Taylor Howard-Bellis has been. Yeah, not himself as he's just been a bit off it, but I don't know whether he's just getting back into it, and it's a long time to be out and just step back into a relentless winning machine like we were. And you know, you're gonna it was probably, I said on Turfcast a few months ago about we'd come up against this because our run of games was all the dross down at the bottom of the table, you know, your Wigans, your Rotherham, you know, we're going to come up against teams that are fighting, you know, up against, fight for their lives. And, you know, sometimes you need an old experienced head in there sometimes, and maybe that's probably where we're lacking to an extent. In them games, you need a bit of, you need probably your Dash, wiliness and experienced heads at centre half, don't you, to dig in a result and make them extra blocks. And so I think we probably got caught. We probably lost that game because we went trying to win that game. That's probably
it was a good trying to win the title. Game, weren't it?
It's probably the better way to lose a game is they were trying to win the game, but in doing that they lost the game. So frustrating one, but we're gonna park it and move on, I think, aren't we? Because the more I see about it, the more we
have. But it's like you said there, those teams at the bottom end of the table. It's like we're at that point of the season now where you get these kind of results and you're thinking, why couldn't you have done that over the last God knows how many months? Yeah. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the last time we played QPR, we were second in the table.
Yeah.
Second in the table, and we were and now look at the fall that they've had. They were a point above the drop zone. You know, a great result for them. Yes, okay, it hurts a little bit because Gareth Ainsworth, as you said, but if anything, he's just made it worse for himself because now we've got a chance to go and win it at Ewood Park. So
it's backfiring that, hasn't it?
He can jump around at Turf Moor, all this to fans, but wait till sat there still with his leather coat on, reeking a piss, sat at home watching us with that at Ewood.
It's a bit like when we were in the Prem, and you know, we'd get to this end of the season and we'd have the big boys would come into town, and our game would step up. You know, more often than not, apart from if it's City, because we always get battered off City, but we always sort of stepped up our game against the big boys when we needed them points. And I think it's just more of a testament, to make a negative to a positive is it's a testament to us that teams are coming to us and having to really give everything. You know, like Ainsworth even said at the end of the game, he downed all his tactics, he downed all his plans, and just played the dirtiest long ball. Don't try and play Burnley their own game, you know, and it worked. You know, that's what a lot of teams have done. They've tried to stick to their own tactics, and we've just been able to figure it out and batter them. But they were quick to drop it all, and it paid off for them. So fair one, so.
They were. I mean, you could tell with Brownhill's interview at the end of the game, couldn't you? How Company had sort of gone in there and give. You know, we've all seen the Anderlecht video. It wouldn't surprise me if he's gone in there and sort of give a bit of an Anderlecht team talk 2.0. Because the words Brownhill came out and said, it was almost like, you know, we've all been told that why are we playing our own game? Why are we doing this? We need to be playing the tactics that have been working all season. Yeah. I mean, it's about time we've had that transparency as well with manager and player. because we've been so used to the same generic answers we had. Dash.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a bit of realism from both manager and player.
Yeah, well, I listened to a bit of Dash's interview on the radio this afternoon while driving about, and he's saying all the same things he said with us, that it's all about the next game, the table's not important until the end of the season, and it does wear you down after a bit, and you think, no, just come out and be honest and just say it weren't good enough, or we should have done this, should have done that, and it is refreshing to hear Company and Brown will come out and be quite honest and just say, yeah, we were shit on set pieces, we didn't do what we normally do, and we let ourselves down today. So they took ownership of it straight away, and for a young squad to do that says a lot about the development and where they're going through. So I think it's one of them. I think we'll learn more about ourselves after this game than we will probably for the rest of the previous however many games, because I think they'll use that as a good learning tool. And like I say, I think Company will give them a rocket at half time, and I have no doubt about that. Because he spoke about it at the end, didn't he, where he said said about the mentality and naivety, and a lot of these lads have never been in that situation. So I think he'll be quick to address that and get that rectified. So
Anthony, just to allude to your comment, he says, Dan, I hope you've got a box of tissues ready after Saturday's game, mate, when we win. Just to cut off that after when we win lol bit, and just put, I hope you've got a box of tissues ready. Yes, I will, because hopefully come 4 minutes in, we're doing a Newcastle Spurs, we're 5-0 up, you're walking out of Ashton Gate crying, and everything will be good. But not sure what's happened to Nathan. I don't know where he's gone. But hopefully we'll be back with us. Footy Edit says, sorry Anthony, this channel only accepts the truth. Well, it does. It does to a degree. Here he is.
I'm back. What happened then?
God knows.
Technical difficulties. It's them Rovers, them bastard gremlins from down road. Snipping my camera.
They're not graffitiing on your wall or all like that. But no, appreciate you coming on anyway, mate. Like I said,
no, thanks for having us, mate. I enjoy it. We always have a good crack when we're on here, and always like all the comments that come in and stuff.
Thing back on. There we are. There we are.
Sky Sports.
So let's have a look at what Company has said in regards to this Burnley Blackburn game. I know it might be a little bit small on people's screens, or if you're watching on the phone, maybe, but it does say the biggest thing for us is to play the game to win it. Don't play the opportunity. Don't play the trophy. It's human nature. When you wait for something, you want it to happen quickly. And he's got a point there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely has, yeah. Let's say this carrot's been dangling in front of all of us for weeks now. We've known since sort of January that we were going to get promoted and we were going to win the league. So it was only a matter of time before it happened, and the fact that it's just dragging on a bit now is just getting people, I think, a bit itchy feet, and I think the players are getting like that now, and you can feel, like we said before, you can see the inexperience in the lads, where these title winning machines that Company's played in, they don't let it affect them. They have a slip up, they just bang back on the horse straight away, and we've just not managed to wiggle away from these niggly like draws and defeats. So hopefully we can, well, positive we'll rectify it tomorrow. Not even debate. Clip it. No. Sod it.
Johnny says, no offence, but edgy 1-0 Burnley, but then 3 weeks ago he'd have said we'd have won 6-0. I mean, we have been a little bit off it, haven't we, since the promotion was confirmed at Middlesbrough? Yeah,
we have, and it did catch me by surprise, to be honest. I thought I didn't think Company would allow it to happen. But yeah, it has caught me by surprise, especially from a few of the older lads in the dressing room. I didn't think they'd let it happen, and I thought they'd bring the other lads with them and they'd not let them dig it through. But I'm not saying that they've put their feet up for 90 minutes and watched the game go by. They've just lacked that. They've not done what they've always done all season, which is just calm, collected, precision, and just sorted it out, during the game. And seem to be struggling with that a little bit. So hopefully, we rectify that pretty sharpish.
No, fingers crossed we do. Footy Edit says Barnes leaving has gone straight to the heart, but he'll always be remembered. We will touch on Barnes just a little bit later, because obviously we are only 3 games away from the end of the season, and whatever could happen with long live the king and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we will touch on Barnes very shortly. M-Max says 4-1 tomorrow. We'll be bang on it tomorrow. Well up for it. I want your optimism, mate. I really, really do. I would love a smash and grab 1-0 right now. I would take it all.
Yeah.
Jordan Bayer obviously faced the media as well. Had a few thoughts ahead of the game. Says it's a game that couldn't be any bigger. It's still a game like any other, but it's a special one. We have prepared extremely well, and I think the stage is really set. Also went on to say that we wanted to get the title at home and keep the record alive, but sometimes you lose football games. It is part and parcel. Sorry to any Burnley fans who think that are alive and have only seen us been successful. We were frustrated, but we've talked it over with the manager and we go again. And it's a good mentality to have. It is a good mentality to have. And I understand, and a lot of people will probably say, well, he's a footballer. He's bound to just think, right, we park that, we go again. Mm-hmm. The last time we played Blackburn Rovers, we lost heavily to Sheffield United. Beat Bastards 3-0. Yeah. Similar patterns emerging that we lose the game before. Can you see us going all out?
Yeah, I think we have to. I think company knows it. Company knows, like Jordan Bayer's comments there. He talks like he's been at the club 30 years. You know, he's only been here a season. You know, and he talks like he's diehard Claret, and he knows it. You know, so it's not lost on these players that it's a massive game. It means a lot to this, you know, this town and the club. And I think Vinny gets it, because he said in his interview from the back of winning manager of the season, obviously it was obviously going to be him, weren't it? Where he said that you don't get to win a lot of titles in your career, you know, like unlike Vinny, who nearly won frigging everything, but most players don't get to win every title. So little games like this can be little marks on your career as they go along, and you know, if we manage to get a double over them and seal the title there, it will be a big thing for Vinny. I think he'll get a lot of sentimentality out of it, and yeah, I think he knows that it means a lot more than just winning a football game and getting 3 points.
It sure does. It's not just about the mentality, the 3 points. We can't focus on the title, can we? Tomorrow, end of the day, that's got to be back of your mind. Yeah. First and foremost, it's a Lancashire derby. It's two of the most hated teams in English football. As much as Sky want to build, I don't know, fucking Liverpool, Chelsea up or something shite like that. But that's my chance with Sky gone. Either way, I mean, the front of this is a derby. It's bragging rights. Fuck the title. Keep winning and keep beating them. It's a reason why probably I'm not a football manager, but like I hate them lot down there. I actually hate. I can't stand them, and I grew up in Accrington, so like there were only 3 or 4 of us in school that were Burnley fans, and the rest were like Blackburn, United, and all they did was just take the piss out. Especially when Blackburn would beat us all the time, like they frigging did, like, you know, late 90s, early 90s, and you know, to me this game. Probably the most important of the season for me now, especially now promotion's done. You know, this for me can be a real like icing on the cake moment, getting the double over them. You know, we don't do that very often, getting the double over them. So, or did we do that last time? Last season we played them, I can't remember. Yeah.
We beat them. Did we do the double over them again? I think we did beat them 1-0, didn't we? Actually, Andre. Yeah. So maybe it does happen more often.
Penalty, and then
I think Scotty Arfield scored, didn't he, last time?
Yeah.
So, well, let's say if it doesn't happen very often, because that was quite a while ago when it did happen. So let's keep it going, and let's keep these doubles coming over them, because the more we can keep them in their lane, the better, really. Because we're the best team at Lancashire at the minute, and let's keep it that way.
It has to be. I mean, let's all have a laugh at the fact that Coventry are allowed to bring the keeper up front, score handball goals with the keeper.
Brilliant.
Yet when they try it against Preston, it's a cheap bastard. And then back-to-back 95th minute conceding goals. I mean, let's give them a triple whammy,
Yeah, it's that strong jaw. There's not many teams that can have that strong jaw. You know, we had it when we were shit. You know, when we were down bottom of the Premier League, we had that strong jaw. You know, we didn't concede too many last minute winners, and yeah, I thought it was good. It was sort of like justice as well from that game, because that is it Smodics?
Yeah.
Led up for it. He handballed it into the net, didn't he? Blatant handball. The bench kicked off. He kicked off. You know, like, the lad shouldn't even be on the pitch after that. Like, if that's at the other end and he stopped a goal like that, he's sent off. You know, the fact that he's punched the ball in the back of the net, he shouldn't even be on the pitch after that. So it was quite a nice bit of karma for him to suffer that, and to bring that result on the back of that result coming before the derby as well. I think will probably play on their mind a bit that if they do go, you know, if they do lead the game for quite a large amount of the time, we're going to be able to get back in, because they'll give you a goal at least, if not two, towards the end of the game.
Yeah, definitely. They can't seem to. For any Blackburn fans or players watching, don't buy a dog, because you can't hold the league. But M-Max says there it's worth £1. Muric just got tomorrow.
I love that.
Why not?
I love that.
There's not wrong with that.
It would surprise me if he just started running down pitch with ball at his feet, Muric. At this point, just why not?
Plus, yeah, it said Blackburn can score at both ends in the same half.
Yeah, take that odds on that. Get a price check on that.
Yeah, get a price check on it. I mean, it's tough. Tuesday night, it's on Sky.
Yeah.
I mean, there's been a lot of controversy around the ticket allocation anyway, which obviously we'll touch on. Alan Pace has already said he's not going, or he's at least not going to be in the chairman's lounge. He's giving his tickets up. So whether he's at the fan zone with all the Burnley fans, I don't know. Johnny says, don't buy a dog, buy a horse. We won't go there, but I know what you mean. Good to see you too, Colin. Good to see you as well, pal. But yeah, I mean, they've been bitter bastards as usual, haven't they? They've literally just been whinging ever since. Yeah,
the whole ticketing thing, it pissed me off big time, because we give them as much as we can give them. We rinse them for as much money as we can physically allow them to have. If we could give them 6,000, we'd give them 6,000, because they'd spend the money on the pints, they'd spend the money on the pies, we'd rinse them for every bit of money they got. You know what I mean? I'm not bothered about that, and the fact that they haven't done that in the midst of them losing hundreds of grands every month, and they still want to be that petty about it. To an extent, you could probably kind of see it. Would I want Rovers coming to us at top of the league, giving it up title chat and all this, that and the other, and letting them have 7,000 that they're probably not, but it's a bit petty, innit? That's a bit of the petty side. End of the day, you want these. It works both ways for Burnley, but it's on telly. You can potentially have a lot of people watching it. You want to see the best atmosphere that you possibly can, and if you can have 7,000 fans singing against 23,000 fans for 90 minutes, I think that's a win-win for everybody, regardless whether you're a bastard or not. You want the best atmosphere possible. The fact they're only going to have 2,000 there, I'm sure them lot that go, they'll sing their hearts out for 90 minutes, and they'll make as much noise as possible, but just seems a bit petty, to be honest. And I don't think Burnley would do that. I don't think Alan Pace or even the old regime would do that. They would never do that to any team. No. I don't think they would. No,
not at all. Not at all. Anthony says here, Dan, thoughts on Vegas going back to Burnley next season. As soon as he walks through the door, they'll be like, go and collect your belongings, because you're back out of it.
It'd be like that Simpsons meme, won't it? Just straight in, hat off, straight in.
Hat off.
Yeah. Company he can sense the way he talks about. He gets asked these questions. He can sense that he gets a bit defensive with it, and he wants to bat it away pretty quick. I feel like he just doesn't want anything to do with him. Bit too much me. No team player, I don't think.
No, Johnny says, has Ewood sold out? Which I don't think it has for this game.
No,
either.
For what I've seen on Twitter, I've seen a few. Maybe you might get a few last minutes deciding, umming and ahhing about going and stuff, but by the look of it, it hasn't sold out, which doesn't surprise me, because they've not sold out a game in a long time.
No,
they're middle of a playoff push, and they're doing mid-teens at best. It's
anything. That's the only way they've saved money by not having to buy any cleaning fluid to clean the toilet bowl.
Yeah, exactly.
There's not any turns there to watch it. But Chris says here, Teller, a big loss for tomorrow. Now, obviously, company said that Teller and Ekdal are pretty much on the same path for when they'll return, maybe for the game against Cardiff, who knows. But yeah, it will be a loss because he did tear it up. But I think a lot of teams have noticed with Teller now that he's the talisman for Burnley, and they've doubled up on him and they're crunching him hard.
Yeah, that seems to be the tactic. He's hit him hard as much as possible. But again, we've done it for years. How many times have you seen Ben Mee, Tarky, midfield, just absolutely leather players that they feel are a threat. They do it time and time out. I always turn it back as a compliment. It's shit for us that we've lost him, but he's been one of the best players at Championship this season, and it's sort of a shitty compliment to get absolutely wellied for 90 minutes, but it shows how much they're threatened by him and his talent. So saw a lot of stuff as well this week that he's pretty much going to sign next season as well. I've seen that on The Athletic, and a lot of reporters saying that we're pretty much going to have him. It's done, pretty much a done deal. So yeah, looking forward to seeing him next year and rip it up again.
Yeah, it should be good. Good. I know Burnley obviously are putting the game on in the fan zone, and they've also done an outdoor fan zone for this one as well. Similar to what they did against Aberdeen in the Europa League, weren't it? Where they did outdoors on the big screen.
Yeah, I'm going to go down to the turf tomorrow. I'm sat indoors, so thankfully if it's raining I'll be alright. Sorry to everyone outside. But yeah, that'd be a good atmosphere indoor and outside. I think it'd be that throwback to Aberdeen away that they had the screen up there. That were good atmosphere. But yeah, I'll be in the fan zone watching it with a few mates and a few beers. So hoping for a good atmosphere because the game will be deserving of it anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be watching at home, doing a watch along on here. So if people do want to join us tomorrow. We will be going live for a live watch along of it, where you will hear every expletive leave my mouth over 90 minutes out. So I'd suggest wearing headphones, especially for you're of a younger age and your parents are watching in the background. I'm just putting that disclaimer out there now, so saving my own arse.
Yeah, need a bingo swear card. I think get one medal. I
might do tonight. What have you made of the inbred season so far? I find it funny how they keep saying, "Well, we've got a game in hand." Hold on a minute, you clowns! Your game in hand is against us. Pipe down.
No,
they do have a good saying. They do have a good saying that playoffs, because the teams they play are all in and around it.
Yeah. I think they've been reaping what they've been sowing all season, really. What they've been saying, because from second week in August, the title were done. They were going up. This John Dahl, whatever he's called, John Dahl Tom, whatever he's called, was their saviour, and they made loads of petty graphics on Twitter about how theirs got more likes, so it was a better. They've just been reaping this bullshit back that. They went too early, they didn't settle in, and they've just drifted and fell away. And I think they're going to fall away even further, because I think you've got teams below them like Coventry and Sunderland and Norwich. I think are going to all three of them are going to fight for a place above them, and I think we might actually be the start at the end for them. I think they're getting a battering off us tomorrow. I think will put a scupper to their playoff chances. I think, which again would give me a lot of satisfaction.
No, definitely, mate. We'll talk about the awards that were won last night. Vinny was pretty much always going to get manager of the season, wasn't he?
Yeah, we're nailed on. They're absolutely nailed on. I don't buy all this bullshit on Twitter about any manager should win the league with 30 million spent, but you can, Chelsea, City have done it a few times where you can spend and buy all the players you want. United, you spend all and buy the players you want. Takes a good manager to get it to work. You can have the fastest car on the track, but if you're not a good driver, it ain't gonna work. No brainer. Shout out to the other couple of other managers like Michael Carrick. I think, to be fair, if I'm sort of glad he started when he did, because if Claret were there when he did start, when Vinny started, I think it'd have been us and them fighting for 1 and 2, and I think it'd have been a bit closer than what it were. So, and then the chap at Coventry, what's he called?
Mark Robbins,
yeah, I think he's done a good job, considering what they had to go through at the start of the season, and the fact that everyone and the dog got injured between like December and now. You know, they've not had a full strength 11 and they've still been putting results together. I think that's been a fair shift. Like, you know, the Championship's good crop this season. Good set, you know, good set of managers, good set of players, you know, up and down the teams, and just again testament to us and how good we are this year. I think so. Yeah, Vinny's come out on top.
It's been a bit of a weird season. I've said to a few people, I would rather, with all the shit in the Prem, with VAR and everything else, I would rather happily just sit top of the Championship season in, season out, and just enjoy the football, the moments when the ball hits the back of the net. That's it. It's a goal. There's none of this 30-second drama afterwards. I know we've got all that shit to put up with. Yeah. But on the flip side, I mean, you know, we said about Vinny winning that. The team of the season this year had 4 Clarets in it: Matson, Roberts, Brownhill, and Teller. Yeah,
it was criminal that Bayer were in that team.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
Cullen for me has been like with George Boyd, a bit of an unsung hero.
Yeah, I don't mind Cullen missing out, because I think that's the way he likes it. He likes being understated and ticking over. You know, I don't mind it, but Bayer is head and shoulders above any centre half I've seen in this league. Head and shoulders. You know, he is.
He'll go on to have a good career in Germany. Nationally.
Yeah, definitely. Like, there's not many centre halves I've seen in this division that come anywhere near Bayer. For me, he's head and shoulders, and it's criminal that he wasn't in that team. But yeah, what can you do? What can you do about, you know? He'll get his plaudits. I hope Bayer sat at home, and I hope he's a bit frustrated at not being in that team. You know, maybe it's you know, he came into the team a bit. Did he come in a bit later on, or I can't remember. It's hard to keep track of all these. We've had that many squad rotations with players.
It's like 29 games for us. He's played a good chunk of them.
Yeah,
a massive chunk of them. Joe Skinner's in the chat. Hope you're well, Joe. I know it says Facebook user. But luckily, because I'm watching it on, I've got also it live on Facebook on my phone. I can tell you when your name crops up. So I appreciate you, the love and support, fella. Yeah. And hope you're well, mate. Best goal announcer in North West is Joe. When you're up at Padiham, get some goal announcement. Shabba, love it. Oh, my son says Bayer is a beast and he's very unlucky. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. John says future German captain. Bayer Mal's better than Lockyer. Cov fans saying they were robbed because Mark Robbins weren't picked instead of Company. Yeah. No. Don't know how. I'll tell you who I would have put in there for the team of the season, and I don't know whether I'm just saying it because of his performances. Well, for him being at Burnley player, but since McNally went to Coventry, they've managed to turn it on, and he's been man of the matches every week. They've really rated him, don't they? They're dying to keep him, aren't they, next year? Absolutely dying to keep him. So would you let him go there if it meant there was a little hand in Victor G? Maybe. I think that's an obvious area that we're going to have to replace with at least Barnes leaving. You know, you'd probably think there were a couple others leaving with Barnes. You know, possibly J Rod and whatnot. So there's a big opening for centre for striker. So yeah, it's one of them. Like, McNally's doing all right now, but do we need another? Can we afford to bed another player in that hasn't played Premier League football? You know, that's then our entire defence then. That are then Premier League and inexperienced. I'd like to think we'd maybe bring one experienced centre half in. I think if we can't possibly get the Ewood Park deal done, but it's good to have the backup if, like you say, we're struggling to get a centre halves in. We've got a good pool of centre halves to go off, but I'd like to do a swap deal. I think a bit of money and McNally. I think Coventry fans might be happy with that in the long run if they don't get promoted. I think that's a big if. A massive if for them. But Lee says Victor G. Does that mean you can't say his name? Gyökeres. Don't worry, I'm fine with it. I just thought I'd go all slang with his name and make him look cool down with the kids. sit down with the kids. He's younger than me. I still need to get used to the fact that when I'm watching football, these players are younger than me. I am now in that category of like, I'm watching kids. It's not.
There's some kids playing professional football and they were born when I was in high school now, so I'm still coming to the terms with I'm not 21 again anymore.
Somebody said it the other day. I can't remember who said it, but they said like we've watched Sean Wright Phillips as play football, retire. Now his kid's playing, and I think there's like one of his grandkids is in one of the youth setups or something like that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I'm just like, what the heck is going on? But yeah, Victor Gyökeres, don't worry, I've got it in my bag. Joe says 2-1 tomorrow, lads, and he loves it. Loves the Paddy and shit. Loves it.
Yeah. I hope so. That's a good. I'll take that result. I'll take a scabby 1-0 tomorrow as well. I'll take anything, any win. Don't care. Even if it could be the worst win that you could possibly get. Don't care. As long as it means beating them.
That's got to be it. That's got to be it. A lot of people are asking for Michael Obafemi starting. I mean, Johnny said, why can't Obafemi start against Blackburn? Do you think Obafemi should have more minutes? If so, is this game tomorrow one where you would put him in?
It's hard to make a case for him to start, but because he hasn't been starting, so it's hard to see what he's like when he does start, and he seems a bit more of an impact player, but sometimes games he's come on in, he's not had the impact that he's needed to, you know what I mean? So it's one of them. We probably do need a like-for-like Teller replacement to play our style, but I think with Benson and Zaruri on the width, it can be too expansive for me, and it's a bit too indirect at times with them two on the wide positions, whereas I feel like Taylor's a bit more direct, a bit more decisive. So if Obafemi can do what Taylor does, which is be a bit more direct with the ball and run with it and running the channels a bit more, then I think he probably should start. But it'd be a tough decision for Company after the last run of games. I think he'll be keen to get it right, won't he? So
100%. I mean, we did think we were going to get it right. That starting 11 were probably as strong as we could have been.
Yeah, that's your A team, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. So to have sort of gone ticks up a little bit, or a spanner in the works sort of thing. It is difficult. My little girl upstairs has just said, "Well, Burnley's been promoted to the Premier League." That's my girl. That's my girl. Love it.
That's all that matters.
Exactly. I love that I'm having that little imprint. But Johnny says we will batter them with his. He will batter them with his because it's the biggest in the Championship. Well, there is that. If he moves as much as he gyrates to songs, he should be all right. Nick says I feel like Burnley are running out of steam a little bit, conceding soft goals like at the beginning of the season. There's a little bit of truth to that. There is a little bit of truth to it. But there is a few players that have sort of dropped off, and like you said, Zarori.
Yeah, he sort of lost his magic a little bit, hasn't he? It's a bit of a strange one, really, because he was brilliant, wasn't he, for so many games back to back. He was constant. But like I say, it's a 48 game season. You can't be that consistent all the time. If you were, then you wouldn't be playing for Burnley. You know what I mean? You'd be playing a bit of a bigger team. But I don't feel lads are run out of steam as such. I think they're being found out. It's taken this long for teams to start figuring us out in our weaknesses. That's again, I always like to try and make a negative into a positive, and I think it's taken nearly 40 games for teams to figure out that actually we are a little bit shit in the 6-yard our own 6-yard box. We're a little bit haphazard, a little bit flip-floppy, and it's I think we've been caught out a few times. Well, pretty much all of us have been caught out like that, really, haven't we, since the ones we conceded in recent games. So I think some teams are catching on a little bit, and then teams that do play a bit more direct, a bit more industrial, as it were. I think they've caught on that we're a bit naff in the 6-yard box. So if Blackburn have any brains about them, which I don't think they do, I think they'll exploit that. They'll try and exploit that, but I don't think they will.
No, that's true. Johnny says that I love Alderkill and Ekdal, great signings. Again, going back to that McNally question, If you had to loan a player out between Alderkill and McNally, but keep one of them next season, how would you go about it?
I'd probably loan Alderkill out because McNally's now getting a full run of games in the Championship.
Yeah.
You know, he couldn't get that with us, so he obviously went and got it with somebody else, and Dick Keel's had to step in and step out, step in and he's been happy. Well, it seems like he's been happy with that. He's done a okay job when he's come in and out. You know, he's had a couple of really good games and a couple of okay games. So I would probably say next season I think Dick Keel would go out and go and get 40 games in a starting 11 and get that experience in that he needs. And maybe bring McNally in if that was to pick and choose one.
No, that's a fair shout. M-Max says here, does the Rory start tomorrow, or do we go with Benny and the Arseman out wide?
I think Benny and the Arseman. I think Johan. These games, they require good experienced heads. I think these derby games, quality and form tends to go out the window, and Johan gets it. He's been around the club long enough, and he's been unbelievable the past few games. He's been one of our best players. He's been absolute quality. So I think Benny and Gudmundsson I think could be a good pairing because you'll have that bit of more directness and a more purposeful play from Gudmundsson, but then you'll have Benny that can just do what he wants at any moment. He's got that ability, hasn't he? So.
He has. I've said a while now for the last 2 or 3 weeks that Zaroury needs a bit of Dwight McNeil treatment. He needs to be benched. Sort of, yes, he's still young and he's still adapting, still learning, and I get it.
Yeah. You got to forget as well though that's like Zaroury and a couple of lads. His drop of form I think has been in line with Ramadan as well, and I think that obviously will have I think it does have an effect because it's quite an important time for.
You're putting your body under a lot of well, it's
not just your body, but your mental, the mental side of it. You're doing a lot of, I don't claim to know a lot about it, but I imagine you do a lot of prayer and a lot of thought, a lot of meditation, about a lot of reflection and a lot of thinking and stuff. So I think that will have an effect. So maybe he'll come out of this now because I believe it's ended, hasn't it? The period around him. So maybe. This will, it might just give him a little time to reflect and look back what he's needed to do, and he'll come back, a bit stronger and a bit ready, a bit hungry and ready to go again. I think a lot of people forget that some players go through them little moments, so it's good to remember that sometimes as well. That
you know what, I never looked at it like that. Obviously, with Ramadan and the fact that they've been fasting and things like that, but no, that is true. We did say we were going to speak about Barnes. Nick's question straight off the bat was, where will Barnes go next season? If you had to be the one that made the choice on where Ashley Barnes goes next season, for you, where would he go?
Oh, I don't know. I think nostalgia reasons, it would either be like maybe Huddersfield or Brighton. Obviously, he played a lot, but obviously he's not going to get the Brighton team. The only team I can think of on my head is probably Plymouth. I know he's a local lad to that area.
I was going to say that's who I thought he'd probably go to. If they get promotion, that's not a bad.
That's a great signing. I think if they get promoted, are they on the brink for the
title
to the championship? That's a great sign. If you can get Ashley Barnes on a free in the championship. That's a great signing. That's 10 goals. His current form, it's potentially 10, 15 goals for you there. So, it's just whether he wants to leave the Northwest. I know the interview he's done. He said his family's very settled in the Northwest, and that doesn't leave many teams available. It potentially might leave Huddersfield. It's sort of commutable in it, Huddersfield, or I know Preston were muttered. I can't see him go to Preston, to be honest. I can't. It's a tough. It must be hard. It must be not hard for him, but it must be. That's that comment come through. Chelsea might still be interested. I think Ashley Barnes has got a restraining order from Chelsea after his last visit there.
Definitely. Johnny says Rotherham. Who knows? Who knows? We will see. Big Phil's in the chat. Evening to yourself, Phil. Hope everything is well with you. But yeah, he's been an absolute legend, a club stalwart.
Yeah. You could see
when we've needed him. You could see how much of a different character he is away from football to what he is. Obviously, when he's on the pitch, it's almost like he just activates, Sir Shithouse mode.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got that different persona on and off the pitch, and he's an all-round nice guy off the pitch. Family man, loves High School Musical, loves his Strictly. And he's got a good. Looks like he's got a good ability to, almost like to switch off from work. You know what I mean? He's got that. And he's got that angry side which benefits us, and that aggressive side and passionate side on the pitch. So, but no, he's been an absolute legend, and I don't use that very often for players, but I think he's been in recent history, one of our biggest legends, for the goals he's scored, some of the impacts he's had, like the last Rovers game, iconic, even the first promotion on the dash, he bagged the winner against Wigan, didn't he? And he's just always been involved in key moments, and he's always been a player that a lot of people thought he's not good enough, but yet he always seemed to keep stepping up and keep coming back into the team. Like this season, everyone thought he was done and dusted Christmas time. And
I love me.
I think it'd be sad to see him go. Like, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, the more I get a bit emotional about it. And he's just one of them legends that been a key player in a key section of our history. The last sort of 12 years have been quite important for the club, haven't they? And he's probably been one of them players that have been there since through all of it, really. And done a lot. So good luck to him, whatever he does. And I hope to see him back at the club in some capacity, coaching, opposition manager, whatever. He'll always get a good welcome back here, no matter what he's doing, who he's managing, who he's playing.
Do you reckon once he's done Strictly, he'll come back for a swan song? What is it called? The testimonial? Do you reckon?
Oh, testimonial. I would like to think so. Yeah, I think there's a lot of players you can get in. Imagine that testimonial team. You bring Duffo back, you bring Joey back, you bring Barnsley back, you bring Marnie back, you bring Louts back. You get all the band back together. You get Vauxy up top, Ingsy at the top.
Anthony did earlier. The tissues, mate.
Yeah. I know. Imagine that testimonial. It'd be superb, wouldn't it? You get all the old boys back together, and get Darcy at centre half, and get all the gang back together. And I think he deserves it. He deserves it. A lot of players, in recent history, could deserve some recognition like that, but I think Barnsley stands out on top. That's a good point. Yeah. It's
Johnny says company out in 2 seasons, Barnes becomes manager. Depending where we are. If we're talking about ex-players being touted for jobs, I think the way Michael Duff's going at Barnsley at the moment, if anything did happen with company, I'd have no qualms in going for someone like Michael Duff back at the helm.
Yeah, he's done well. He's Duff on. He's flying at Barnsley, and it's no shock that players like Duff become good managers, because they were such good leaders on the pitch, weren't they, and good professionals. So, it all depends on what Big Pacey wants to do. If he wants to keep this model of young, hungry, international managers to an extent, or keep it local and keep them, British manager. It depends what he wants to do. So, I mean, company's working at a minute. Let's just enjoy big company for however long we've got him, because we're on one hell of a ride at the minute with company. So,
let's see what happens. Thoughts then going into tomorrow? Yes, we're going in on the back of a defeat, but surely, I mean, we all thought that the signs and stars aligned against QPR. A manager who won his first English title by beating QPR at home, had a chance to win his first title as a manager against QPR at home. Didn't come off, but the fairy tale ending, one that you will tell your grandkids about and talk about, is that win at Ewood Park.
Yeah, I've spoken about this a few times, and we all just accepted that it wasn't going to happen because we'd have it wrapped up by then. But if it did happen, what a story it would be, to win the title on their patch on a Tuesday night. it doesn't get much better than that, does it? I don't think, from a Burnley point of view. But I think we'll be all right. I think we've got the mental edge. I know we've had a sticky patch, but we've not been. We don't need the points to an extent. You know what I mean? We're not the jeopardy is there in the games. We need the title, but the jeopardy's not there because the job's done. The bigger picture is done. The promotion's done. So whereas Rovers have been desperate for the points, and they've not managed to cling on to them. So I think they're going to be coming into this game with a bit more worries because they still need the points. Like if we don't, but if we don't win tomorrow, not a problem. Is what it is. Move on to the next game. We'll get the title next week. Don't matter. We're getting the title at some point in the next 3-4 weeks. It doesn't matter.
It's not if but when, is it?
No. The only thing that annoys us is not beating Blackburn. It don't matter about getting the title tomorrow. It just the title's a side issue. It's about beating them. That's the main thing. Yeah. But I think we'll have the mental edge over us. I think we'll have the mental stability, like mental strength to get through this game, and I don't think they'll be able to handle it again like they did at our place. They just crumbled at the turf, absolutely crumbled. I think they couldn't cope with the pressure from our fans, and I don't think they'll be able to cope with their pressure from their fans tomorrow. I think they'll just crumble
because it's all for them. It's all about the derby, all about the points, and getting to the playoffs.
Yeah. A win tomorrow will be the highlight of their season. Like a win against them would be, it'd be good. It'd be brilliant. Like it'd be good to get a win against it. But our highlight of the season is winning the title. Going on such an long unbeaten run, getting so many points. This is their game now. This is their season. If we beat them, their playoff hopes are done, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. Footy Edit says tomorrow 2-0 Barnes with the brace, gets noticed by Barca and makes a big money move, 100 mil. We'd probably get it in like 65-year instalment or something like that. They'd just make a new company up and get a bank loan and pay it in cash. Oh yeah.
They're ridiculous. They're ridiculous.
The missus has said, I hope Burnley smash it. I'd love to see them get the title of Blackburn. They well and truly rub it in. Exactly. Yeah. That's another thing, right? These gobshites go on about 95, 5-0 all this time. I want to see us go out, smash the shit out of them, beat them 5-0, and just say, hold on a minute, have you ever won a title at Turf Moor? Have you actually, no, I'm not talking about buying it like people keep saying, like that statue of that arsehole who bought, it's so self-centered, he bought himself a statue, with his own money. But let's not go down that route. I mean, the bragging rights are massive. Fuck the title, and yes, I'm sorry I'm saying it. I want the title, yes, of course I do. Do I want it tomorrow? Yes, I want to rub it in their faces. Yeah. But beat the bastards. That is it. Simple as.
Yeah, we've got to beat them. And I think we will. I don't think we'll have any problems. Like I say, clip this up, come back to me, Wednesday and use all this, but I don't think we'll have any issues tomorrow. I think there's more pressure on them than there is us, and they've shown time and time again this season that they can't cope with pressure.
Somebody said to me earlier, they said it's a free hit for us. Like, we're an actual Blackburn fan. I'm trying to find the message. Said it's a free hit for you. Win and win the league, lose and still win the league.
Yeah, however, that's what.
I don't want to lose.
No, I don't want to lose. Correct. But that shows how irrelevant this game can be to us. That's what I like about this now. Is like the tables have completely turned. Like, if we don't win, it'll be shit. We should have beaten, but it's completely irrelevant in the bigger picture. Because if we lose, we'll still win title. It don't derail our season. If we beat them, it derails their season. Not only they just won.
We get a point, don't we?
Yeah.
We get a point, do we sort of?
I think so.
Not mathematically. I think our goal difference is superior. I think.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, we're all but done. Like I say, if we beat them tomorrow, their season's over. Their playoff push is over. So that's even better. We beat them, and if they beat us, we don't win the title till next week. So what? They can have a fucking three. But if that keep them happy for a fucking few more months. Until they watch us lift that fucking trophy again and get it Prem while they sit in Championship for another year.
I would happily take a point. Yeah. Even though I do want us to go out and smash the shit out of them, I would take a point just for the fact that it keeps us unbeaten against them running for a bit longer.
Yeah.
It's an extra point towards the title. Yes, okay, we could win it down at Bristol City, but what difference does that make?
No.
You know, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, the fairy tale ending would be to do it tomorrow, and then come back to Turf Moor against Cardiff, parade the trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know,
I have no problem with that tomorrow. We're going to win.
No.
Not even up for debate for me. I think we're fine. Absolutely fine. Let's say their pressure's on them. They can't handle it.
I want your mentality, mate, because my house is 23-53. Honestly, like I'm just like that. But who knows? Like True Red says, pressure is massive. You have to win due to Sheffield United playing in the FA Cup. They have an extra game, but we can't think about what everybody else has to do. We've got to do our own job. Footy Edit says, I've got a lot riding on this game. Made a bet with a mate. If Burnley lose, I say... I'll let you say that, not me. M-Max says, traders won't give odds on a keeper scoring. That is shocking.
Shocking.
Absolutely shocking.
Because they know they'll lose the money, that's why.
Exactly. No, Nate, really do appreciate it coming on. No. I mean, the one final question, as much as we all want to say, give him an R5 and slap him silly, realistic. I'll tell you what, give a head and a heart answer. How do you think it's going to go, and how would you like it to go?
I think heart is we're going to batter them 5-1. You know, give them an absolute tonking. You know, like embarrass them on Sky again. You know, win the title. Get them flags out in front of the away end. You know, champions and up play singing champions at Ewood. That's happening either way with the head or heart answer. But I think my head, it's going to be a tight affair. I think really cagey game. You know, we're not as free flowing as we have been in the past few games. They hopefully won't be stupid enough to let us be free flowing, and they will be defending a bit better than they should be. So I think it will be a 2-1, 1-0 affair. You know, close affair, tight. But I think we'll win either way. Head or heart, we're winning. We're getting them champions flags out on the turf. Alan Pace is on pitch with a bottle of champers, with Big Vinny around his arm at Ewood. What more could you want?
Vinny giving Alan Pace a
love it.
No, it should be good. If I did have to predict it, as I said, I'd snap your hand off for a shithouse 1-0 result right now. But there's been so many games where we've gone 3-0 up and just shut up shop. I want us to go out and absolutely slaughter a team. So I'm hoping it's going to be tomorrow. Yeah, it will be amazing. Although I need to make a few extra graphics if I think it is going to get to 5, because I haven't. But we shall see. Chris from Leicester Till I Die TV, great channel. Fingers crossed if Leicester, who are currently out of the drop zone at the moment,
good result this weekend.
Chris next season. So congrats for getting out of it, but it's not over till the fat lady sings, and I've heard a few fat ladies sing in my time. Not great. Got to say congrats to Burnley on a great season. That's the way to do it. As soon as you said that's the way to do it, I nearly went all I forgot what they're called, but when they said that's the way to money for nothing and your chicks.
Dire Straits.
Dire Straits, that's it. As soon as he said it, that song just popped into my head. Well done, and hopefully play you again next season. Fingers crossed. And he says, don't talk about the missus like that. She will come down on you like a ton of bricks, mate. But no, I do want us to absolutely annihilate them. And like I said, tomorrow you can join us. It is Rovers versus Burnley. I'm not going to say Blackburn, even though I just have, so fuck it. But it is time to bring on the bastards at Ewood Park. And fingers crossed, we will get the job done. Title in hand, cock in the other. No matter what. however it works, however we see fit. Nate, please tell people again where they can check out you and your stuff, mate.
So we're on Twitter at Burnley Mundial, and on YouTube just at Burnley Mundial. That's where we're most active. We drop pods now and then and lives where we can and stuff. So just come along and listen to me waffle shit and tweet shit and get riled up at nothing, stuff that's completely irrelevant. So come along if you're not a Burnley fan. I'll give you a follow back and whatever, and we'll have a chat on there. Cheers for having us, mate.
No, anytime, mate. I appreciate it. As I said, people, please do go into the description of this video if you are watching us on YouTube, because we are live on Facebook and Twitch. So do check us out on all those social media platforms. But as I say, in the description of this video, you will find the link to the Twitter page and YouTube channel for Naif's Burnley Mundial Podcast channel. So yes, we will see you guys tomorrow. As I say, it is Derby Day. It is crunch time. Can we wrap the title up at Ewood Park? One answer, Nathan?
Yes.
Love it. Love it. Until next time, people, take care. See you soon. And up the Claret.
Up the Clarets. Bring on the bastards.
Bring on the bastards.